Hey guys. Uy. Hi, so we're back. Nasan tayo tumigil last time? I-continue na natin dito sa how to build better habits in 4 simple steps. Okay. So, na tayong mag-notes. So, nasabi ko naman last time, di ba, na nagno-notes ako nung talagang nagno-notes ako kapag nagbabasa ako ng mga ganitong books. So, ito. Yun yung mga na-notes ko na before, pero inulit natin nung kailan ba yun? Monday yata. So, ngayon lang ulit tayo nakapag-live. Friday na. Kasi, ewan ko ba, nabusy ako sa work. Kaya, ayun, ngayon lang tayo makakatuloy na makapagbasa. So, let's start na. Sorry, nahilo na ba kayo? Actually, bakit pala patayo ito? Dapat pahiga. Wait. Paano ba ito pahiga? Mali yung orientation. Save, highlight, share. Aww. And so, patayo na naman. Di bali na, nasayang na yung 1 minute. Sige, mag-start na tayo. Okay. How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. Okay, nakikita nyo ba? Okay. In 1898, a psychologist named Edward Thorndike conducted an experiment that would lay the foundation for our understanding of how habits form and the rules that guide our behavior. Thorndike was interested in studying the behavior of animals, and he started by working with cats. Kita nyo ba? Baba ko pa. Para makita nyo pa. Total, wala pa akong notes. Ayan. He would place each cat inside a device known as a puzzle box. The box was designed so that the cat could escape through a door by some simple acts such as pulling at a loop of cord, pressing a lever, or stepping on a platform. For example, one box contained a lever that, when pressed, would open a door on the side of the box. Once the door had been opened, the cat could dart out and run over to a bowl of food. Most cats wanted to escape as soon as they were placed inside the box. They would poke their nose into the corners, stick their paws through openings, and claw at loose objects. After a few minutes of exploration, the cats would happen to press the magical lever. The door would open and they would escape. Thorndike tracked the behavior of each cat across many trials. In the beginning, the animals moved around the box at random. But as soon as the lever had been pressed and the door opened, the process of learning began. Gradually, each cat learned that to associate the action of pressing the lever with the reward of escaping the box and getting to the food. Ito yung cat. Cheese. Cute na. Nakuha ko yun nung pag Sunday market sa session road. Okay. Kita niyo ba? After 20 to 30 trials, this behavior became so automatic and habitual that the cat could escape within a few seconds. For example, Thorndike noted, Cat 12 took the following times to perform the act. 160 seconds, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, 60, 15, and so on. During the first three trials, the cat escaped in an average of 1.5 minutes. During the last three trials, it escaped in an average of 6.3 seconds. With practice, each cat made fewer errors and their actions became quicker and more automatic. Rather than repeat the same mistakes, the cat began to cut straight to the solution. From his students, Thorndike described the learning process by stating behaviors followed by satisfying consequences tend to be repeated, and those that produce unpleasant less likely to be repeated. His work provides the perfect starting point for discussing how habits form in our own lives. It also provides answers to some fundamental questions like what are habits? And why does the brain bother building them at all? Why our brain build habits? A habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough to become automatic. The process of habit formation begins with a trial and error whenever you encounter a new situation in life. Your brain has to make a decision. How do I respond to this? The first time you come across a problem, you're not sure how to solve it. Like Thorndike's cat, you're just trying things out to see what works. Based on past learnings, ang alam ko, para maging habit ang, para magkaroon ka, ay, paano ba? Para maging habit yung ginagawa mo. Kunyari, yung pag-exercise. Kung gusto mo na um, hahanap-hanapin na siya ng katawan mo, and yung maging consistent ka na nag-exercise, it starts with, dapat magawa mo siya consistently within 7 days. Yun yung natutunan ko noon. So, let's see kung same siya dito. Neurological activity in the brain is high during this period. You are carefully analyzing the situation and making conscious decisions about how to act. You're taking in tons of new information and trying to make sense of it all. The brain is busy learning the most effective course of action. Occasionally, like a cat pressing on a lever, you stumble across a solution, you're feeling anxious, and you discover that going for a run calms you down. You're mentally exhausted from a long day of work, and you learn that playing video games relaxes you. You're exploring, and then bam, reward. After you stumble upon an unexpected reward, you alter your strategy for next. Your brain immediately begins to catalog the events that preceded the reward. Wait a minute, that felt good. What did I do right before that? This is the feedback loop behind all human behavior. Try, fail, learn, try differently. With practice, the useless movements fade away and the useful actions get reinforced. That's a habit forming. Whenever you face a problem repeatedly, your brain begins to automate the process. Your habits are just a series of automatic solutions that solve the problems and stresses you face regularly. As behavioral scientist Jason Rihal writes, habits are simply reliable solutions to recurring problems in our environment. As habits are created, the level of activity in the brain decreases. You learn to lock in on the cues that predict success and tune out everything else. When a similar situation arises in the future, you know exactly what to look for. There is no longer a need to analyze every angle of a situation. Your brain skips the process of trial and error and takes a middle route. If this, then that, these cognitive scripts can be followed automatically. Whenever the situation is appropriate, Now, whenever you feel stressed, you get the itch to run. As soon as you walk in the door from work, grab the video game controller. A choice that once required effort is now automatic. A habit has been created. Habits are mental shortcuts learned from experience. In a sense, a habit is just a memory of the steps you previously followed to solve a problem in the past. Whenever the conditions are right, you can draw on this memory and automatically apply the same solution. The primary reason the brain remembers the past is to better predict what will work in the future. Habit formation is incredibly useful because the conscious mind is the bottleneck of the brain. It can only pay attention to one problem at a time. As a result, your brain is always working to preserve your conscious attention for whatever task is most essential. Well, the conscious mind is likes to pawn off tasks to the non-conscious mind to do automatically. This is precisely what happens when a habit is formed. Habits reduce cognitive load and free up mental capacity so you can allocate your attention to other tasks. In other words, kapag habit na siya, hindi mo na pag-iisipan. Hindi ka na mag-exert ng effort kung ano yung gagawin mo this time. Kasi alam mo na yung next step, since napagdaanan mo na siya before or ginagawa mo na siya preview ng maraming beses. So, yun, habit na siya. Hindi ka na kailangan mag-effort na mag-isip kung ano yung next step mo. Despite their efficiency, some people still wonder at the benefits of habits. The argument goes like this. Will habits make my life dull? I don't want to pigeonhole myself into a lifestyle I don't enjoy. Doesn't so much routine take away the vibrancy and spontaneity of life? Hardly such questions set up a false dichotomy. They make you think that you have to choose between building habits and attaining freedom. In reality, the two complement each other. Habits do not restrict freedom, they create it. In fact, the people who don't have their habits handled are often the ones with the least amount of freedom. Without good financial habits, you will always be struggling for the next dollar. Without good health habits, you will always seem to be short on energy. Without good learning habits, you will always feel like you're behind the curve. If you're always being forced to make decisions about simple tasks, when should I work? Where do I go to write? When do I pay the bills? Then you have freedom. It's only by making the fundamentals of life easier that you can create as needed for free thinking and creativity. Conversely, when you have your habits dialed in and the basics of life are handled and done, your mind is free to focus on new challenges and master the next set of problems. Building habits in the present allows you to do more of what you want in the future. Okay. So, meron na siyang illustrations. I-stop muna natin dyan.